Hello, journeymen, journeywomen. This is a hero's journey with Dr. D, the podcast. This podcast was designed to inspire, to encourage, to educate, and to motivate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Now, for an entertaining video version of this episode, along with many more at my YouTube series, go to a hero's journey with drd.com. Now, let's begin. All right, well, all that done and said, and so this is how we're going to do this, and you know what it is. And let me set my chat line up, and for those who come on for the replay, this is Hero Journey with Dr. D, here to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, and also what we're doing today is a replay update as well as a Q&A. So this is what we do, and the Q&A is on, and let me set up the chat. So if any questions, so just go ahead and put in chat. So when it comes time for the Q&A segment of the show, then I'll just go in sequence as the chats came in or as they're coming in. So what we the title of the show previously, the video previously was "Masks We All Wear." We all wear masks. Oh yeah, we wear masks. Because we wear masks, everybody couldn't take us. A lot of people can't take the raw and adulterated truth. But the truth doesn't matter. That I'm not a condoning lying. It's just that what someone told me this a while back. I have a habit of giving things from the boot. What they say, right from off the cuff. And it gives me quite the release to give it right off the cuff and be honest and not hold anything in. You see, that's the thing. When you give things right off the cuff and just raw and adulterated, a lot of times you're not thinking about the other person or about how it makes you feel. So you know somebody's always fussing, always arguing, and always making noise, then you know, they're kind of doing it for themselves. They say, they just start fussing. They fuss everybody. That's like they think they just want to fuss. They like those old men who come to America at the barbershop to just talk about everybody. That's the highlight of the day. So, but what I was saying in the video, I was talking about different. I use a couple examples of the mask we wear in certain situations that everybody generally is in, whether it's in occupation, in religion, in sports, and relationships. So it's the thing about as I stated before, and the thing about the relationship is that you really don't know the individual for the most part, unless you've been raised up at 2 years old. Y'all been swimming the same bathtub together, eating at your mama's table, you sleep in the bunk beds all your life. Then you really are trying to understand the individual. And so the house you came from is not the house they came from, and y'all may clash in how you display, how you communicate. One house may holler, other house may whisper, and it's still all right in both houses. But when you merge the houses together, then you have to understand you're learning communication, and while you're learning communication, you're kind of blending the masks. You're making a mold for a different man for your for your house. So if those things are, and that's a relationship. So you're adjusting to actually understand the individual as well as understand yourself and how the information you give is palatable for the other person. And then, but those certain masks you wear, so it can be palatable for the individual because you're caring. In religion, church, you go to church on Sunday. Why do you have to wear your Sunday's best? Because you're trying to meet the status quo and be like one of the members. Why can't you wear the same thing when you were digging in dirt yesterday? Why can't you wear the same thing in church? Why can't you wear your pajamas? Why can't you just, they say, come as you are, right? But if you got decent clothes, wear decent clothes because you may offend somebody. And see, there again, you think about other people. The reason a lot of times we put on masks is because we are considerate of other people. And some people don't care about other people at all. And then even when you're putting on, and even that's church, and even sports, athletic. When you're athlete, you have to have a game face on. Why you have to have the game face on? Why can't you act the same way you did in math class or English class? Because you have to put you have to fit the persona of someone who's hyper focused, and then you take it off because you can't be that way always. And sometimes, and then you have work. You have certain coaches at work, and we have certain culture. Then you need to put on the tie of the culture at hand. And why? Why would you put that mask on? Because you like to eat. You like to pay mortgage or rent. And so some people put the mask on, they can't take it. They hate it. But then some people, on all the masks I actually have mentioned, they own the mask. Sometimes even as their own. They think the mask is actually them. But a lot of times it's just a theatrical disposition that's put on for the reception of others. But the thing is, when you put your mask on, do you really, the question I pose, do you know that you have a mask on? And do you know when to take it off? Some people actually think the mask is actually who they are. And then again, who would you take the mask off for or in front of? See, when you're taking all the masks off and you're naked and unashamed, you're showing people your vulnerability. And that's what the issue is. Are you willing to be brave enough to show people your vulnerability? You don't show everybody. And now I explain you have 3 different types of masks. You have opaque mask, have a little tint to it. Then you have a mask that's fully covered, just like the image of the thumbnail, the picture on the video. Fully covered. You don't know the eyes are saying, the mouth is saying, because it's covered. And then you have a transparent mask where you really see the individual. Which mask do you put on? But when do you take it off? So that's what I talk about. I talk about the video. That's the video. Now the updated video that will be coming this weekend will be a mask like a man. Will be talking about. I have to come up with a real good snazzy title, but I'll be continuing a series on mask, and I will talk about the men, and how we raised up to believe one thing and do a thing because we want to be accepted by our own gender and by society as a whole. So that should be an interesting one. And now it's time for Q&A. So I have I'm going to bring somebody on. So let me see. Somebody in the back room waiting. And here we go. Let me put it right here. All right. This is Phil with his avatar. All right. Phil, do we have
I'm here.
All right. You have any questions?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Boy, look just like you. Spit in. Spit in.
Question I have for you is, can you hear me?
I get you.
Okay, you can. Okay, perfect. The question I have, you mentioned that we all wear different masks. You mentioned church is one of them. You mentioned in our relationships. The question that just popped in my head is, if I'm in an honest relationship with my wife, my girlfriend, my baby mama, or all 3 of them, why would I need to wear a mask? I'm in an honest relationship. I mean, I tell her everything. She tells me everything, I think. But why would I need to wear a mask? In your relationship is the place, or in your married relationship or living together relationship is the one place where you wouldn't wear a mask.
You will hope.
Why would you?
You will hope. First, you will hope. How many people you've heard that they came with all these expectations. Yes, yes, and they excited. And then about a month later, what have I got myself into? Or 6 months, or a year, 2 years, whatever. I mean, because a lot of times you may come with high hopes, and your high hopes based on your expectations are based on a movie or observing an experience or what you think biblically is supposed to be like. You have all these theories of how things are going to be like and how you're going to make sure it's proper and etiquette. But a lot of these theories are put into place without any obstacles. Ideal situation. The Bachelor. Oh man, send me to Bermuda, Bahamas, all expense paid, all around the world, the perfect situation. Oh yeah, everybody's feeling themselves and feeling good. Until they get back and realize he ain't got no money for no vacation like that. He can't. You got to be concerned about the bills. So then anxiety levels increase, and then life hits, and then you have to, and that's when the communication comes in. Because sometimes you expect that the person is going to actually understand you like you understand yourself, or like you think you understand yourself. And when you come to terms, when you meet with the individual, you realize that the person's not they don't get you, and you can't understand why. And probably because they wasn't raised up with you. They didn't eat at your mama's table. They didn't know everybody in your house hollers, and that's normal. They didn't know everybody in your house whispers, and that's normal. So they're learning you. So even to get the individual. So when your girlfriend comes to you, does she come? Remember back in the dorm, did the girls come downstairs in rollers? They come outside and go to class in rollers, or go to cafeteria in rollers?
Well, some of them did at the school I went to, but they hardly did. Not this way. The 7 o'clock class was liable to get them any kind of way with a hat.
That's right. But dinner?
Time that day, no, you didn't see them like that.
Yeah, but 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, when dinner time coming? Or basketball game.
No rollers. Are you crazy? Of course not.
Basketball game straight up fashion show. Everybody on point.
The basketball game, and so was the step show.
Oh yeah.
And so was any of those other events.
Yeah, because they're giving a presentation of what they perceive that you think that's flattering. They think you was going
to impress and wanting to put their best on.
Right.
Like we was just talking about, like, the 8 o'clock class was not the ladies at the 12 o'clock class, or by the time dinner came, in college. So I get that. But I think I'm still missing what you're saying about relationships. Why is it not?
Oh no, the mask come. But the question is, people wear the mask to get what they need to get, and then they choose a person for the promise that they can take the mask off.
Oh.
See, he said, okay.
Is it because you think? Is it because if I really didn't wear this mask, it showed you the me, you would have a problem with it?
Oh, no, that may be it. Knock it out. All right, don't spill water. Don't spill. All right. Okay, say, yeah, that's true. that's the attraction, that's the pull. But the thing is, in a relationship, you're trying to. The reason why the person grabs your heart is because you say, man, this is maybe somebody I can be me, bro. Let's work. I can just chew the fat and just be naked, unashamed. And so I think that's the biggest pull. Nobody wants to always be on guard. So the attraction when you get in a relationship, of course, I remember I explained in the video, you have different type of masks. You have opaque, which has a tint to it. Then you have one that's fully covered. You don't want the person to really know who you are at all. That's a lot of people in corporate America, just corporate America trying to have a specific image that you're trying to display. And then you have some people literally have this transparent. The person you see, and the person you see actually may be a pleasant person. But even a person that has a tint to them, you can see who they are. But it's certain parts of that mask that you don't see. But when they meet the person that they say, man, I can dig this. I can get used to this, and they feel more comfortable with the person. And to see, that's what leads toward the mask coming off, the comfort level. Yeah, let me take this thing off. And you want to do that.
So at what point do you take the mask off? What point do you do that?
Oh, that's based on your comfort level, and that's based on your comfort level. And it's based on the It's a lot of times it's based on if you left the dogs of the past behind, and you're reaching for the son of the future. So some people carry the dogs with them, and as they carry the dogs with them, they've always feel somebody's biting them. So I want to, nah, so like, nah, they get close, nah. But it's on the people though. It's all about the communication, effective communication amongst the individual. I may send a certain message, but you need to receive it. I send it, but you receive how you receive. But the job is on the onus or on the person who's sending the message to understand how the person receives, because you really want a positive response. If you want the response that you want, then you need to understand how they receive, because you still kicking against the rocks. The wall ain't gonna move. But you get a sledgehammer and get the weak point, it gonna start crumbling. This is based on people.
Okay, so
it's based on.
So the other thing comes to mind to me. What do you advise for couples then? What do you tell them about wearing masks and being more transparent with each other?
Work on how the person hears. Hear the person. Listen to the person with your eyes as well as your ears, so you can understand what they need. Man, you gotta be willing to not have a response when they're talking. Not you don't need to have a canned response, like in the midst of discussion. Let them get it out, and be willing to. And you always can learn something in every conversation, even the stuff that you don't like. So it's about communication. The better communication, the mask come off. You start peeling it. It start coming off in layers. Because you feel open. It all, the prophet Rod Bay said, It takes two to make a thing go right.
Right.
You know the rest of that verse?
When they start dancing.
No, it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two is out of sight.
Okay, I'm really being silly, but you know, I know what you're saying. I know I'm actually sitting here doing things at the same time. What about in the church? You mentioned that as well, and that just came to mind. We're actually taught to be a certain way or to do certain things. I know you talked about it a little bit in your what was that? In that Herd video, the thing about mob mentality.
Right.
Mentality. Yeah. So I think in a way we're actually taught that you are to behave a certain way or to do certain things. So in that sense, you're to wear a mask as well, right? I'm just thinking of stuff off the top of my head as I think what you were saying about the mask. You talked about wearing them in a relationship, and you also talked about, okay, well, we wear one in church. So if we're partly taught to wear a mask,
right?
We wear a mask as part of etiquette, behavior, and
decorum.
Decorum, yes.
And we want to go to jail either. You can't run outside butt naked. Whee!
Right, but you wouldn't have a mask for it, right?
Your facial mask, whole body mask. Matt, you have figuratively and you have literally. You have figuratively and literally. I stated you have masks at certain festivals, harvests, but then you have masks. Now people are wearing masks because you don't really know who they are. It's even online, online dating. They put the perfect image up to Instagram. They got all these shots, and they even got filters now to make your skin look real smooth. You get wrinkles and cradles all up in there. It's like, man, she looks so cute. Then you go see it, and oh Lord, what happened? Yeah, that's a mask. You want a person.
She was her photo picture.
Yeah, but then they got the filters on Instagram that make the skin like glow, but it's dry. Your skin may be dry and brittle and breaking off, but they have the certain images that people want to see. And they don't really put the real person. They just put what they think get the most clicks and likes because they're becoming the dopamine levels that the likes give. They do it just for likes, and actually triggers dopamine levels in the brain. So they want the image, everything for that, and they don't even know the person. But they put the mask on. They prepare for the picture. They prepare for the image. But that's for somebody else. But if you don't wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, and if you don't like what you see, that's where the issue comes. The issue doesn't come with the mask. The issue comes, do you even know you have a mask on?
Okay.
So
yeah. give me those 2 or 3 things I can try for those instances where I shouldn't wear a mask. We know we do it as part of decorum. We know we do things differently when we're around at work. Like that, you act different with your boss than the way
that's true.
You act with your pastor.
Right.
So when you take the mask off, when is the time for me not to have it on?
When you feel comfortable. See, when you totally take the mask off, you're naked unashamed. But I think that in certain situations, you keep some type of mask on to meet the expectation of the decorum of the situation. You're in church, you have clothes on. I mean, and you don't just go run up to the pastor talking. Oh, excuse me. I've been wanting to say something about that. I don't like that. You just run up there. I mean, you at work, you don't just kick your CEO's door and say, "Listen, I don't like this rule. And you know what? My feet hurt too. I'm gonna take my socks off." You don't. You understand the decorum of the situation. So that's why I say you have different types of masks as well. So even areas that we all go in and out of, you still keep a specific type of mask based on the area, the culture, the expectations of the society or the community that you're trying to be involved in. So I said you have opaque, you have a mask that has a tint to it. You see you, but it's still certain parts that are still covered. Then you have the total mask. Well, I don't know about. I'm not gonna let my good be evil spoken of. I'm not gonna give my pearls of swine. I ain't giving a smile. I'm just gonna let them think what they're gonna think, trying to figure me out. I'm not gonna give them anything because I know that because you may have figured them out and said, I give an inch to take them out. And then you have the transparent mask. While it's still a mask and you can see through the person, it's still the mask kind of keeps certain things secure, but you still can see the person. So you have to and you have different levels of what you would like for the individual to see. You have different levels of how much do you want to uncover. Yes, different levels of what you want to uncover, and you choose the levels of uncovering based on your comfort with the situation or the person. That answer your question?
Yes, it does. I don't feel like I want to dominate all of your show today. Ask 20 million questions.
Oh no, I just cut.
But I'm patient. But you said you would just cut me off. Okay.
Cut you out. Oh yeah, I'm cut. You have this
poetry piece by Lord Kumar.
What about it? What about it?
What did you think of that?
I thought it was good.
Pretty much some.
I don't have it in front of me, but it's good. I mean, it's profound. Yeah, it's good. Mask me in, yeah. We all have to assimilate to move throughout the system, but when a mask affects who you actually are, that's when it's time to take it off. It affects your internal existence, how you feel about yourself, your self-identity, your self-esteem, your self-efficacy. That's when it's not worth to keep it on. That's why some people quit jobs. It's not worth faking the funk for $1. It's better take a lesser amount and be free about yourself, free conscious. You're happier. It's better to have a freer mind with sardines than a busy mind of filet mignon. If you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. So you can rave and review about this episode with your friends. And if you forget anything else from this episode, remember this, that every day you get up vertical, make it your goal in life to move forward and never move back. This was the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Peace and blessings. And we're out.